Welcome to Hybrid, the Sons of God. In this highly acclaimed series, descendants of the ancient gods face off against a celestial threat. Our heroes begin to converge at the Stardust Motel, where a deadly ambush awaits. Who will be the first to fall on the killing field? A fast-paced adventure where a Chris Claremont-era X-Men meets ancient aliens. Elements of drama, horror, and humor tell a well-crafted story. Complex character dynamics come into play as average people face unspeakable evil while learning to live with their newfound powers. Referred to as the X-Men I wanted to read, it is worth diving into the Hybrid universe now. With plenty of ways to get started at any budget, you can get your copy of Hybrids today, only on Indiegogo. There we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good
How's
morning.
everybody doing today? Oh man, we've got a nice full house today.
Yeah.
So let's say good morning to our chat. Let's see who was here first. Agent Zero, Mr. Sweet is first in the house today. Woot, first one in. We've got Mike Jimmy on the panel and in the chat. My gosh, it's meta.
Overachieving.
Yeah.
He's also in the private chat. He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. There's no escaping Mike Jimmy. And Mike, dude, you got something cool, didn't you?
What
yes,
did I get?
did.
Got some plushies.
Well, all of us.
Okay, all right.
We all got cool stuff.
For all intents and purposes, Mike Jimmy will be Mike. Michael Oden will be Oden.
That's fair, I guess. I should have seen that coming.
I think it might be smart to just go with Jimmy for me.
Okay, Jimmy?
Let's go with Jimmy.
Okay, Jimmy and Mike. Okay, we'll figure it out. But you got some plushies, right?
Yes, I got a lot of plushies.
Oh, hold on. I gotta throw a little sauce on that one there. Oh, look at that, dude. That is so cool.
You okay?
Well, this is a prototype. And these are all the little Etsys.
Production.
Oh my god.
Way cool, man. That is way cool.
Oh my god, that is a heavy box.
All right. We've also got Glenn Fleming. Bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah.
Mario, the Sin Killer. What have you done to Kevin? I don't know what we've done to Kevin. Who is Kevin?
What haven't we done to Kevin?
And he says, greetings, sinners.
Well, after all those traps he set up at his house, Kevin needed serious psychological. Oh, you don't mean that, Kevin McAllister.
Okay, yeah, all right. Not McAllister.
Like
Kevin Bacon? We fried him up. We ate him. Oh my gosh. That just took a dark turn.
It was delicious.
Delicious. All right, we've got LDG in the chat this morning. Good morning, LDG. So grateful that you could make it. Saying a little ASMR. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
They love it, yes. We got Miss Rena in the chat today. Miss Rena, how's it going? Hail, Miss Rena. Good to see you today. We've got Eric Hawkins. Morning, all. Good morning, Eric Hawkins. We've got Aaron Jordan. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo. Agent Zero is telling us happy Thursday. It is a happy Thursday. We've got Rick Bradley in the chat today. Good morning, Baconators.
Ooh, I like
and,
that one.
Sin Killer.
Baconators is good too.
Says Professor Oden.
Yeah.
We have Professor Oden in the house today. We've got Telepathic Bunny. There has been an Oden sighting. Hail, Telepathic Bunny.
And this one has both his eyes.
And Hojo. It's not a show until Hojo shows up. Hail all. Going to be popping in and out. It's a brew day, finally. A brew day. That sounds like a good day. Sounds like a darn good day. Mm-hmm. Telepathic Bunny says,
sounds like coffee to me.
What the brew, Hojo? What the brew, Hojo? Yes. I guess Hojo says it's a golden ale bunny. This is the very first recipe ever brewed with just grain and none of the extract. This is pro level stuff, baby. You know what?
Ooh, that sounds good.
As a guy that's not a drinker, you're just gonna have to tell me how it is, because. And we've got Aaron Jordan, Sick Queen shirt. Thank you. Yes, my daughter got me this for Christmas. Yep. I'll just make it real. Let me throw a little Viagra on the screen there. Yep.
Hence the blue tint.
Yes. Hence the bisexual lighting. So yeah, my daughter also set that up, which is super, super funny. So we got Lee Byron in the chat. Good morning. Well, good night for you, mate. I was about to head to bed, but I'll hang out for a minute. So glad to have you this morning. Your night this morning. So it's great to be hanging out with everybody. Please feel free, if you're in the chats, to chat along and goof off with us. We're here to have a good time today. And so let's. So what's going on in your worlds? I'm gonna switch this around here a little bit. There we go.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Here. Oh, hold on. Here. Boom.
Oh wow! All right, folks. Yes, I can feel the power surging for me.
Can you feel the power?
No, it's always glorious to be in the first chair. You know, at least for now.
Can you feel it?
this is great because we're joined by two of my favorite creators who aren't Luke.
Nice.
No,
He knows how to keep his job.
Yeah, hey, Odin, a quick note, you are muted. I don't know if you're still intentionally muted or not. Thought you'd want to know. But
Thank you, I was not.
I am really excited about both projects that these guys represent. Life on Quora as a DM and a world builder is one of it's one of those things where I'm like, I love it, and I feel stats start soaking into my brain every time I look at anything from it. But
We got B-Rose. Morning, B-Rose. I didn't even know
Hey,
B-Rose
good
got
morning.
up at this time of day.
Yeah,
So,
that's
it's good to have you here.
yeah, it's real early for them, aren't it?
My sister
Aren't
Kelly's
they?
in the
Wow,
chat. Good
I
morning,
can
good
speak
morning.
of the English.
So,
but,
Nick, tell me about your week. What's been
this-
going on in Nick's world?
Nick's World's actually been pretty exciting because I've been plotting out what I'm going to do. I teach historical, mostly Western sword fighting. And I've been plotting out with my Patreon members what we're going to do to reset the list field to have people fight. Starting to do some new stuff with, actually, shameless self-promotion, the Big Stumpy Robots line of games.
Hey, there's no shame here.
Almost
There's
in
no shame here.
I'll actually be doing my playtest for the next level, which when I get it will basically play like tabletop StarCraft.
Nice.
So what
That
I
sounds
want
like
to do is
fun.
take
Nice.
my standard because what I love like classic BattleTech and a game called Cav, but the rules were a little complex and it got to be too much. So I made my own system. This is a familiar thing for anybody who knows me because I do the same thing with RPGs. And for years in like my chunk of Indiana, I've been coming to cons and running Big Stompy Robots. It's a great entry level for people who want to get into wargaming, but I've also been building up the lore. So there's 2 novellas. Each novella has a rules.
You know what's a funny word? Novella. That's a funny word.
Well, it's I don't
Yes.
it's not a full novel. It's a nice easy read.
I would call it a novelette. Like they call it like a sermon, a short sermon.
I mean,
sermonette.
yeah, it really sounds like the female version of a novel.
It does though, right? Yeah, it's
The
like
petite
Well, both of
version.
them do to me.
I'm a novel. I'm a novelette. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
There you
so
go.
novellas, novella matches your bisexual lighting. It's perfect. But I'm open for everybody. Must check my office. No. But yeah, so I've done all the artwork. Let me see if I can show you because I don't get to show my artwork. It takes me a long time to get stuff out. But I've been working on this project basically since 2007. Actually, I've been playtesting.
Well, that is nice.
Yeah,
Good work, bro.
Yeah.
Good work, bro. Good
I'll
work.
Give you another. Now this is
Yeah.
older
Give us some more of
stuff,
that
but
art.
Nonetheless, honestly,
Yeah,
the perspective
what
is
I
pretty
did is
great.
I set up where it's really easy to understand and really quick to play,
Cool.
and you can play it with whatever minis you have. I
Well,
am
you've been
developing
busy.
my own line of minis eventually. I have a 3D printer, but it doesn't talk to my computer right now, so it's just the world's most expensive.
I have a 3D printer, but yeah, right now it's just it's decoration in my office
Yeah.
until I can get back to printing again.
It holds
No.
up the Draco Duck, but between that, my
Draco
new
Duck.
book on spear fighting.
Speaking of Draco Ducks, Frog G is in the. I don't know. That was a terrible segue.
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is. It happened, guys. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. Frog G is in the chat. Thank you, Frog G, for throwing those links as you often do. And T Buns is here saying Frogus Maximus. Yes, Frog.
Mm-hmm.
We also have both
Hail the Froginator.
Glenn and Brian K. Morris weighed in on the novella versus novelette debate.
Oh, we're gonna get there here. We're gonna get there in a
Okay,
second.
good.
Brian K. Morris, good morning. Wonderful
Oh,
people. Good morning, Brian K. Morris. Not only is Brian K. Morris a talented individual, but he is a beautiful, fantastically wonderful human being. If you're not a fan of Brian K. Morris,
Yes.
you should be. And we will
Yeah.
shame you until you become a fan.
Shame. We'll shun you.
Shame. Shame. Shame on thee. Shame
Now,
on thee. Sorry, but novellas and they said it twice. And novellas are two different sizes of prose stories. In book size matters. Yes, in books size matters, as do in other things as well. Which we'll really get to all that later. We don't need to talk.
Absolutely.
No shame in the game and no snag in the swag. Baconeers assemble. Absolutely. Thank you, Hojo. Thank you, Hojo, for that. Glenn Believe.
I'll be the left arm.
A novella is a short novel or a long story. A novelette is a short romantic novel. I like that.
So you're saying I need to put more romance in my books about mechanized mixed warfare? Okay, cool. I can make that happen.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what.
The robots deserve love too.
If mechanized robot warfare doesn't get you hot under the collar, nothing will.
Oh yeah. Now, there's one thing. While Luke scrolls through the commentary, I am actually very excited to have Mike Oden here because
that makes one of us.
I am something of a history geek.
I'm teasing, dude.
Well,
I'm teasing. I love Mike Oden. I love
discussion.
About a lifetime ago, I actually took Latin. That was several concussions ago. So 20 years and a few concussions. My Latin is rusty, except when it's like church Latin related to people solving problems.
Yeah.
But no, I absolutely love the concept that you pulled out of nowhere, because I've been following your other, when I've been following this just out of, this is too cool. Why isn't it? And not to jump the gun, but before I forget, please do something with Hannibal in the near future. Please. I want to see Hannibal's elephant stand. Or I'm a mecha guy, so Hannibal on mechs would make me happy. Just that's a is a gift for me to you.
We're just writing your books for you now, Moden.
This is what I'll do. If you're able to, and you do the Yes I Am a JoJo tier, I will make sure that you get your commission piece will be Hannibal Barca with a stand, and I will go all out.
Oh,
nice!
There you go. You heard it here,
go
folks.
All out with designing that.
Brian K. Morris says,
when it comes down to the SPQR stuff, like I really envisioned it kind of starting with Julius and then moving forward through like the Imperial side. I know that's kind of funky because it's SPQR, as you well know, stands for the Senate of the People of Rome. But that's the beauty of it.
But not everybody knows that.
Yeah, well, so I was saying that to him because he's a Latin
you can't say
guy.
that, yeah.
But no amount of concussions can erase SPQR from anybody that studied Latin. It's plastered all over everything in Rome.
Oh yeah, it's delightful. It's delightful. I'm sorry, when you brought up Cato's story, the letter story, I was so delighted. I know I'm geeking out. It really I wish people had some concept of who Julius Caesar was, because I swear all they know
he's the guy that invented the salad.
No.
It's like the guy who invented the salad got stabbed and bombed.
That's exactly what it was.
That whole Cleopatra thing. That's all you ever hear. And
all right, back to the chats for a moment, guys. Brian K. Morris says novellas and novelettes, I meant. Just so odd to be in such august company. Love that. Rick Bradley is saying, shame on your family. Shame on your cow if you don't follow Brian K. Morris.
Yeah, he's
I agree.
People.
He really is.
Agreed.
We're having a lot of fun here today.
So is Cindy Kep.
Nick, keep reading from Big Stompy Robots. Just slower this time, okay? Yes.
Let's talk about luck.
Apparently, Nick has had his big heaping dose of coffee this morning.
Nope, I've been actually caffeine free for about 4 months now.
Holy cow! Goodness. This is you off of caffeine?
This is me off of caffeine. I actually didn't sleep very well last night, so this is me.
Get him an IV.
Man.
Dear Lord.
Had some help.
Sleep deprivation has results. My campaign is.
Oh my God.
What if Hannibal held Carthage?
He wouldn't have.
All right. So anyway, okay, Mike, Jimmy, tell us about your week, man. What's been going on?
Well, I received the plushies on Monday. Then I just had to work and work and work and work and work on a side job. So yesterday I flopped on my bed and I didn't get up essentially. Today is pretty much the same, but then I got a link from you and I was like, you know what? Let's hang out with these lovely guys. So
Do it.
yeah, I'm literally waiting for my bell to ring, and I will receive Love on Korra 5's main cover. So that's going to be a couple
Oh,
of boxes.
nice.
So
It's gonna be
yeah,
exciting.
things are rolling along. But yeah, it's just been insane for weeks on end. So I'm glad that I could finally have a weekend or something resembling it.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many books you've got out. Every time a new book
yeah.
comes, it's still exciting. It's like for me, it's like the first time every time.
Yes, for
Feels
sure.
like the first time.
Yeah,
So
getting a
first
new
time.
cover is always the best.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh, by the way, be careful.
I am the one who knocks.
When that door comes a knocking, you better be careful, brother. Better be careful. So that sounds like a pretty good week. We've got RJ from Critical Blast in the house.
Hey.
Oh, and remember, this is the safe for work version. So, oh darn it, is that Ogden?
Ogden.
Ogden?
Oh, I'm never gonna get rid of that G.
He's following me to all the streams.
Follows
I
me
watch.
everywhere.
The original G.
So effectively, I want to say it was like, I can't remember which stream it was exactly, but I had typed in like my name, and I accidentally hit a G when I was typing it because I was doing it from my phone, and I didn't realize it for that stream and the next 3, and so now it's just like my nickname
Whoops.
from the chat. I'm Ogden.
It's always
So
Ogden
it's just
now.
never gonna go away. It's all good.
It's like that rash that you've got the cream for. It's never gonna go away.
It's never
Right.
going to give you up, never let you down, never turn around and desert you.
Oh my god, and we got Rick rolled as well.
Rick rolled. I'm jealous,
That
Mike.
never gets
Hey,
old.
Kat, getting back to work. Okay. Getting back to work here. This is a safe for work version of your like geek stuff kind of channel.
So you gotta have something safe for
yeah.
work in the circles
Yeah.
you're traveling.
You do have to have a little bit.
Especially on this network.
Love you, Nita.
Yeah,
Love you,
exactly.
Nita.
And just to do a little housekeeping this morning, just so everybody knows, we are simulcasting right now on 4 Facebook pages, 2 YouTube channels, and 2 Twitter accounts. Okay,
Wow.
you can find us at the Luke Stone Studios location on the YouTube, but you can also find us on the Ragin' 2 network. Make sure to join into Ragin' 2 network, because on Mondays and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern, you get the Ragin' 2 the vlog with Nita and Daphne Lage. You also on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. you get Dispatches from the Box with C. Michael Lanning and Stone Abdullah. And then Daphne Lage does her art live streams Wednesdays at 4 p.m. You've got Zimcast. You might have caught that last night. We had Rich Ayala and Roach Balls on there last night. He's a fun guy to talk to. He's going to be on here in a couple of weeks, and we're going to safe for work his trailer. So it's going to be. Let's just put it this way: you're going to want to tune in because it's going to be funny. Okay, you're going to have a blast. We're going to safe for work his trailer, and it's going to be a blast. And then obviously you're here at Nerd Bacon on 9 a.m. Sundays at 9 a.m. You've got Sunday Funnies. Sundays at 7:30. You got Talking Comics on Sundays with JD Calderon. Now on Saturdays, we also have a new show, Sketchy Saturdays,
That's cool.
with Marv V, and Mike Jimmy. Right? Am I correct on that?
Yeah, the weird red bearded guy that if you don't want to see my face, that is the show to go to because the webcam will be pointing at my work instead.
Yeah.
And I know people get sick of my face at some point. I'm at so many shows nowadays.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? all those beautiful books you're getting ready to get in today, you should package those things in Gemini mailers. Go to GeminiMailers.com to buy your supplies and use the Raging 2 discount code to get 5% tasty, delicious, sizzling discount on your Gemini mail order. Here we go. Got that done.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Nick done knocked his camera out. Nick done knocked his camera off.
What'd he do?
I don't know what he did. He did not.
Sorry, parental Tourette's. My son made a noise in the other room. I had to go check on him. He just fell out of bed.
Fair.
Hamalana?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
But here we go.
There we go. Oh, a couple. Let's get caught up on the chats for a second, and then a lot of Frog G dropping stuff in there. We got Buddy Lord here today. Hail, Buddy Lord. Welcome to the Baconeers, the Baconators.
Yeah, man.
The big
Buddy's
Buford
another
Bacon
fantastic creator.
brother. Yes, he is. Very. We got Sarah in the chat today, smiling at the frog. Everyone loves the frog.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the frog. Yeah, and everyone's greeting Sarah. It's great to see her today. Michael Oden, Ogden.
Yes. whichever you pick.
Yes.
A man of many names, I am.
We've been friends for a while, man. I love you, man.
Yes.
How was your week doing?
So.
How's your week going?
Pretty all right. The print file for SPQR's Bizarre Adventure is under review. Once I get the green light on that, the digital copy of the book will be sent to all the backers that have backed SPQR.
That's early.
Yeah.
Your campaign's not even done yet.
Gosh,
nice.
So, like, that's the whole point. Is this campaign? I wanted to come into this with majority of everything pretty much done. By the time that we close,
hey! Stop campaign talk. We'll get to campaign talk.
Well, no, I was. But like,
tell
what I was just
tell
saying,
me about
Oden's
Oden's week. Tell me about Oden's week.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Sorry. It's been a night.
Yeah, it's not time to clock in yet, brother.
Oh
yeah.
Goodness! As far as the rest
of
the weeks go concerned, doing pretty all right. We have been jumping through stretch goals. I've been working. I've been doing stuff with the kid. I'm really excited because on Friday, I've set up a thing with a bunch of James's classmates and their families, and we're all going to go see Sonic 2, which will be really fun.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
nice.
But
dig it.
Yeah, that'll be our Friday evening treat. I'll be picking him up a little bit early, and we'll be heading over to a theater, and we'll be there with a whole bunch of his friends from school. It's going to be a really good time.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a blast. There is, in my opinion, nothing better than being a father. It does something to you, man. It does, it just makes you a better person. You know. It's awesome to have kids.
Yeah, I'm the only not dad person here, but I'll be a crazy uncle, and I can confirm.
Crazy uncle is fun too. I think I like crazy uncle just as much as dad.
It's great.
It's so chaos.
You can, you actually can create the chaos.
you're like,
yes.
And
watch
then leave,
this.
and then
Lights
get the heck
dynamite
out.
stick and throws it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, and Critical Blast. RJ is saying, and the Embrace plushie.
Are you talking about this guy?
Oh.
Hey, nice.
You talking about this guy?
Stuck a little Viagra on that one.
Look at him.
That's nice.
Nice.
How cool is that?
High fives. We'll talk more about him later, though.
Yeah, that's cute, dude. Speaking of Embrace, I got this. We're shipping this out today. Packaging it up, make sure it gets there safe. But
Dude,
yeah,
you did such a tremendous job on that. Like I literally saw that. I was like, it will be mine.
Yeah, he's like, what do I got to do to get that? Well, I'm gonna need a vial of blood. You know. And then what a cool dad, Sarah says. Sarah says, Agent Zero, hail to all the fathers here in chat and out there in the indie comic scene. Yes, absolutely. And then Glenn Fleming says, I gave 25 years of my life raising a stepdaughter when her mother decided I wasn't enough. Never seen her since. And brother, I got to tell you, my heart breaks for you because a stepdad is a dad. There's no difference because there are plenty of sperm donors out there. There are plenty of sperm donors out there. Just because you have biologically sired a child does not make you a dad. Like that is, and he says, sorry,
anyone can be a father.
15 years.
Not
still,
many can actually be a dad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So yes, hail to all of the dads out there, those biological and step and adopted and all of those. So this morning we love and appreciate you, and so it's Glenn says he hasn't seen her for 25 years. I'm telling you, I bet your heart aches because I know you love her just like she was your own. I know that's how it is. I know that's exactly how it is. Well, Michael, it sounds like you've had a pretty good week.
Yeah, no, it's certainly been on the up and up, and it's exciting times. It's exciting times, and I get to meet Nick, and we get to talk about we get to geek out a little bit on.
All right, we're going to get into that geek out stuff too here in a little bit.
I'm all for that.
Yeah,
like that.
But before we get there, you got time to hang out with us, Michael?
Yeah, of course.
All right, sweet. Because we're laid back here. We're just trying to, it's tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's payday for most people, right?
Yep.
So we just got through Wednesday. Wednesday's hump day. It's a rough, it's usually a rough day, So Thursday is kind of like that. Like, all right, the end is in sight. The tunnel's there. So we just try to offer a little love, if we can, a little joy, at the end of the week, towards the end of the week. I gotta talk about this.
Hit it.
So Glenn says she'll be older now than I was since I saw her, and that breaks my heart. Sarah says I miscarried 13 babies. I became Aunt Sarah, enabling their shenanigans, and that is great that you've done that. I want to say personally, my heart goes out to you. I'm praying for you about those miscarriages. My wife and I had a miscarriage a number of years ago, and it hurts. It hurts deep. Yes. It really does. It hurts deep. I haven't seen my 14-year-old son for over a month because his mother made the same decision. And man, I'm sorry about that.
That is awful.
Yeah, it is absolutely awful. Rick Brelly says, I was a single dad. My son Donovan and I were by ourselves for a decade. Wouldn't have had it any other way. That boy saved my life. Now he's 17, and we still have a great relationship. And that is great to hear that.
Awesome.
Great to hear. Yes. And Agent Zero says, yeah, it's real talk here on Nerd Bacon. We get real. But then we also talk fake talk, too. We do that, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we talk that, too. I just had somebody give a hi Phoenix, and I don't see a Phoenix in the chat yet. So I think they're coming. It's got to be coming in.
He was there earlier.
No.
Oh, he was?
The CG Metalsmith. It's animation.
Oh, I didn't see him up there. I miss Brandon. I'm sorry, dude. Oh, man. You guys got to tell me this stuff.
He barely counts as a person anyway. It's all good.
Wow.
Just ask the B-Rose chat. He's a serial killer.
Yeah.
We don't.
Well, we know that. We know that, but I mean, serial killers.
You say it like it's a bad thing, though. No,
we've got Genuine Comics. Dave Brink in the chat today. Greetings, everyone. Hail, chat. Hail, Dave. And hail
Dave.
Perfect 10. Hail Perfect 10. I'll tell you what. I think some Perfect 10 fan art is in my future. I really, really do.
Man.
I really, really do.
Do it.
So, Nick, you tweeted something the other day, and I was like, man, we need to talk about these things.
Oh, okay.
We might not talk about all of them, okay?
Okay, and then I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
T-Buns. Luke is gatekeeping Brandon. I am. I did. I gatekept him.
Brandon. So, like...
Yeah. Anyway. You have you did a topic.
Okay.
A list of topics. You said, I know these are random, but please can we get the following? The first one said, Sean Pertwee playing the third Doctor in a new Doctor Who.
Yes. Yes, please.
I got to say I 1000% agree with this.
Yes.
So for those who don't know, John Pertwee was the third Doctor. His son, Sean Pertwee, who played Alfred on the Gotham series,
yes,
looks so much like his dad.
Oh,
I mean, so much like his dad. And I'll tell you, when I first saw Sean Pertwee acting, I was like, dude, yes, this has got to happen. So I've got a few doctors that are my favorite. Okay, for the Doctor Who fans that are out there.
Yeah.
Tom Baker, obviously. Gotta love him.
Certainly.
David Tennant will always have a soft spot in my heart.
Yes.
David Tennant is tremendous. But John Pertwee is like my third favorite Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I loved the 007 type action and stories that he did. It was so great. And that was back when they knew to change the writing for the actor instead of throwing someone that's so tremendously talented like COVID brain. What's his name? Attack Eyebrows.
Oh, Tom
yeah.
Capaldi.
Capaldi. Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi.
not Tom.
One of my favorite actors of all time. But they kept writing him like Matt Smith. Like, why would you do
Yes.
that? Why would you do that? Okay? So you never really truly got the gravitas of this actor in the show, you know. But back then they knew how to change it up.
Yes.
You know, they knew how to change it up. So great stuff. And T-Buns is saying, well, absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Sean Pertwee is a boss. Yes, he was a boss. And hail to Cameron Christopher Payne. Right on. Welcome to the chat this morning. Welcome to Nerd Bacon. If you haven't already gone over to YouTube, please like and subscribe and ring that bell so that you can get notifications. We're on 2 different networks, Luke Stone Studios and also the Raging 2 Network. You're going to want to get on both of those because we do different content throughout the week for both of those. And T-Bunny is like, Christopher Eccleston is my favorite new Doc. He was mine until I found out that the man did not want to be Doctor Who.
Well,
Yeah.
well, you gotta keep in mind, like, even if he didn't want to be Doctor Who, if he nailed that role and he got written in really well, because he did. You know what?
He did, yeah.
It's okay to hate the role. He did give it his all.
He did, and to be completely fair, that was when I got reintroduced. Well, actually introduced to Doctor Who for the first time, and Eccleston, like, it blew my mind, and I was actually upset when he regenerated into this new Doctor, you know, into David Tennant, but David Tennant stole my heart, so
yes,
not mad.
Oh yes.
What I loved about Eccleston is because I'm a Baker fan. Tom Baker's Doctor, I'm gonna geek out. He's one of the 2 major characters who really influenced me as a kid. Tom Baker's Doctor, and then David Suchet's Hercule Poirot.
Okay.
Who, if you know that I was a short kid who walked funny, was smarter than most of the people in my class, including the teachers. Hercule Poirot resonated with me, and I took a lot of comfort in both him and Tom Baker. I describe Eccleston as PTSD Baker. So he really felt like Tom Baker had gone through the Time War and came out the other side. Yeah. And what I loved about him more than any of the new Doctors since was he was the most, and I'm going to say it and then I'm going to explain it, cowardly Doctor. He did not want to hurt anyone or anything. He'd seen enough violence. He'd seen enough stuff. Even when it's a giant plastic blob trying to wipe out the earth, he's like, you really need to return to where you're from. We don't need to do this.
Yeah. I did appreciate that about that character and how he put the character. It was nice. It was nice to see that.
I still can't see the just once no one died. Like that, it just hits me in the soul. And I'm a softie, I'll admit it. I'd rather be honest and be like, I care about things, I feel things.
Yeah.
That one it moves me every time. And then when you compare it to the wrath of Tennant was from on a very angry, wrathful Doctor. And it was amazing.
Yeah, he was like, peace isn't working. So guess what?
What?
You woke up the lion.
Right.
It's time.
And,
It's time
you know,
to pay for this.
You watch the end of The Family Blood, where you see the wrath of the Doctor, and that's phenomenal. I get a lot of flack because I don't like Matt Smith, because Matt Smith is the Doctor who forgot all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I,
But you know, I can
I-
also
it's
see.
not bad.
I also see where that went, though. But I think one of my favorite episodes, besides Blink,
Yes.
but whenever I'm trying to introduce a show to somebody, I introduce them to Blink. I'm like, this is the episode you need to see. But the other episode is the one where they go to the planet, and there's that they feed that planet monster
Yes.
dreams and memories, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, the Doctor's like, take mine, you know, and the thing essentially basically overeats and kills itself because it just can't consume all of the lifetimes that the Doctor has lived.
And it's interesting because that's Matt Smith. Matt Smith. But that was Matt Smith's shtick. Was when stuff went bad, he would pull out the karmic ATM of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
His method was like his first, when he regenerated, he's like, "Are they a threat? No. Wait, you're calling them back? Yes. Are they a threat? No. Look at me. Am I a threat?"
Yeah.
And the big eye thing scans through says, "Run."
Right. Yeah.
It was
Because-
powerful, but I think they may have overplayed that card.
But no, here's why I liked it. Okay, because the deal with the Doctor had just lost Rose, and Rose was the love of his life.
Point.
And so he was broken, right? And the only way to deal with that kind of loss is just to say, all right, just goof, right?
Yeah.
And so he
Right,
just
I'll
decided,
give you that one.
yeah, he just decided to be goofy, you know. But when it counted, he was like, look at what, you know, he had a lot of tragedy to pull back on, and he would
That's true.
call that in there. Agent Zero says, honestly, Luke, do you think the Doctor Who is coming back from this fake woke of a tokenized Doctor? And I'm gonna be honest with you, yes, because Doctor Who
Absolutely.
always comes back because they've tried things like that in the past, and everything changes. As soon as this woke trend gets over, someone's gonna write the Doctor the way the Doctor needs to be written again, even if we have to wait 20 years and the show gets canceled for 20 years and it comes back at the end of my generation for another younger generation. Doctor Who will be back because it's that kind of a show. It can be.
I'm
can
going
be
to deep dive it just a bit because I was furious with Chibnall because he did an interview where he was talking about, well, canon doesn't matter if it gets in the way of the story. And I mean,
I hate that.
It's
And
like
it's like I
what
actually
makes
I
your
feel
story?
bad. I feel bad because Jodie's a great actress.
Yeah.
And
she's
I
good.
do not.
She's very
I really want. It's very easy to hate on Jodie because of what happened, and I really
not her
don't
fault.
think it was fair. Now, Russell T Davies is one of the most prolific Doctor Who writers ever. He wrote some of the greatest episodes, right up there with Moffat. So, if anyone can pull it back from the brink, he can. And I think they just need the they need to get back to the adventure and the fun and telling a story that the message is caring, because that's what Doctor Who's thing is. He's got two hearts and a screwdriver. He tries to fix things and he cares. That's why in the 80s, when all the heroes looked like Sylvester Stallone and were oiled up machine gun toting lunatics, Doctor Who hit me so hard because his thing was he was smart and he cared.
It's an actual screwdriver, by the way.
That's brilliant. That's fantastic. But
My office is so full of geek stuff. I can't choose a fandom. I love them all.
Absolutely not.
I love them all.
Absolutely not. And you know what? No one can make you.
Yeah,
But
it's an actual screwdriver, so that's really cool.
that's glorious.
Yes, he's armed. Yeah, he
But
saves the universe with two hearts and a screwdriver. I love that. That's a great way to put that. Glenn
Well,
Fleming
yeah,
says that he wishes that they'd bring back the mechanoids. He hasn't seen them since 1965.
Wow.
He also says that Eccleston didn't want to be typecast. It's a difference. And yes.
And Eccleston got just ruined. Like, you want to talk a wasted actor. What Marvel did to Eccleston in Dark World, I mean, that was tragic. Because I've heard cuts of him performing the role in English.
Yeah.
And it was really, I mean, he did.
Eccleston is a fantastic actor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic actor.
I mean, Thor Dark World has so many other problems than just wasting Christopher Eccleston. It's just it was made to be a sequel. It wasn't made to be anything. Like that's I think that's probably the biggest problem with Thor Dark World is I think Kenneth Branagh had a vision for all of Thor for all of the first Thor films. Thoughts it had faults. It had a soul. There is a beating heart to the first Thor, and I personally think that the first Thor is still has Christopher Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston's best performances in their respective roles.
Yeah, I think they were excited about the roles. I think they, now I will be honest.
Explanation of the Nine Realms, Hemsworth's explanation of the Nine Realms to Natalie Portman is beautiful. Tom Hiddleston's discovery of him being a frost giant and confronting Odin about it brings you to tears. And that film has a soul. You have practical sets that are designed by Branagh and his team. Like, it has a beating heart. And then you look at Thor Dark World, and all it tries to do is be a sequel. And that's it. It doesn't try to tell a story. And it's so
But I did like Ragnarok. Gotta be honest, I did like Ragnarok. It made me laugh. It was fun.
Yeah. It was a fun and enjoyable film. I think part of the problem was I think part of my problem is that they were taking these comic book movies way too serious. Look at the source material. Let's have some fun with this thing. Yeah.
They were getting very, very heavy. They were getting kind of hard to swallow.
It was starting to feel like DC.
Yeah, T-Bun says Sylvester McCoy is one of the most underrated doctors.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely.
Let's try to move through some of these real quick. Agent Zero says, I think the magic of Doctor Who is an endearing tale of a man who does not want to have the responsibility of fixing timelines. I agree. That's pretty good. Eccleston doing some amazing DW work for Big Finish. It's just a shame he doesn't want to work with Russell T Davies anymore. Yeah, Russell T Davies has his issues, but he was a good showrunner for that. Did a great job. Definitely better than Moffat, though no idea about this topic. LOL. All right, so yeah, I know we've got some people like they don't know what's going on here. We have the Ninja Genko wipe out the Earth. Classic villains before classic monsters. Yes. So hail the Ninja. He's in the chat today. It's great to see you today. Let's change subjects here
Please do.
for a second, okay? And we've got a lot of people talking about this stuff in the. Okay, yeah. Somebody says the Ragnarok was good, but they had to throw away everything that made Thor 1 good and stuck to something like
Guardians of the
Galaxy.
I agree with that. I very much agree with that, and that's one of the issues that I have with Thor Ragnarok is that I didn't feel like Taika Waititi had any reverence for either the characters he was playing with or what was done initially. And he's also gone on record to say that he doesn't care about source material; he throws it out. I found Thor Ragnarok to be very enjoying, but there was always some stuff that had a bad taste in my mouth.
Could have been better. Yeah, could have been better. Now, I do want to address this. Brian K. Morris says, Luke, you and I will have to agree to disagree about Moffat. I think he's up there with Russell T Davies, Robert Holmes, and Terrence Dicks. Now, I got to be honest with you. I just was disparaging towards Moffat. But did you know that he's one of my biggest motivators for writing? I love the way he writes, and I love how he's always willing to take out a character that you absolutely love for the sake of the story.
Yeah.
And Anybody that's been reading or is going to read The Killing Field, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. So here's another topic that you brought up. We'll talk about this and then we'll get into Oden's book. Okay. Here's another topic. Michael Keaton as old Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond movie.
Please.
I will raise you one. I'll raise you one. Michael Keaton as Thomas Wayne's Batman in a Flashpoint movie.
No, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is perfect for Thomas Wayne Batman.
I disagree.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go.
Oh, dude.
I'm going with Odin on that one because
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, dude, that man has the chops to play Thomas Wayne and is far more grizzled, and he has the physique.
Now here's the deal.
He's got
Here's
the look.
I love the guy. Okay, I love him. He was he took Negan to a whole new level. He does not. He's a skinny guy. Come on, man. He's not
he
built.
can bulk up. Did you not see him in like the Snyder opening? Like they intentionally made him get yoked.
Yeah.
Like he can bulk. He's
Michael Keaton is amazing. But so here, just the point is, I would like to see Michael Keaton as Batman again.
yes, we can all agree that's beautiful.
Yes.
Can we get more Michael Keaton as Batman?
I will say
we are getting more Michael Keaton as Batman.
yes.
We are?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in the Flash movie and he's in the new Batgirl show.
See, I did not know that. I must have slept through all that.
I'm just proving a point here. Go on ahead, pull that up.
But see, my problem. Okay, wait. Oh, okay. Yeah,
that was like concept for Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Thomas Wayne.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I love him, and I think he would do a great job. Okay, I don't think he would do a bad job, but Michael Keaton. I mean, come on. He's
incredible. I love Keaton, and I think that I like it better with him as Old Man Bruce for Batman Beyond, because I think that he's got that. He's got that personality, and I think that it's more fitting. But like Batman Beyond's Bruce Wayne is like lost, but he's still Bruce. You know, like he's a bit old and codgerly, but like he's rediscovering what inspired him to be Batman in the first place to help Terry. But like Thomas Wayne is a broken man. Yeah, Thomas Wayne's Batman is a broken man.
Yes, he is. I mean, his wife is the Joker, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everything about, Batman and Joker, that whole dynamic, when it plays out that it's Martha Wayne
as the Joker in that,
as Joker, really it's like, oh my gosh. And it's because they both experienced the same tragedy, but they took two very different paths in life after that tragedy. And that's for anybody that has experienced tragedy, which we all here have, and I believe most of the people watching this morning have, it's all about the choice you make after that. And to see how those choices play out, it's so poignant. It's deep storytelling that gets, in my opinion, kind of overlooked a bit in the greater arc of this Flashpoint storyline. And it's like, wow, I want to spend more time on that bit right there.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. The Crow, the Blade 2 are the best in my opinion. Maybe it's my dark side talking. Says Mario. Yes. The Crow, I love. Yeah, The Crow, I loved a lot. I thought that was. They're remaking that, by the way. I heard.
Yes, they
are. They? Oh, wow.
It's been in production limbo for a while, but they've got Bill Skarsgård playing Eric Draven.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, you've piqued my attention.
Yeah.
Because initially they had Momoa, and I was like, I like Momoa, but like,
no,
he doesn't have he's not that kind of an actor. I wouldn't say he doesn't have the chops, but like Momoa's a fun dude. You need somebody
he's
that
a
can
fun dude.
depress
It's
everyone.
like trying to cast The Rock in a role
Yeah,
like that.
he's a fun dude, and he's built. But here's the thing. The Crow, not built. He was a rock star, right? Now,
Well, he
Skarsgård.
wasn't actually in the book. He's just a normal dude, and that this is the thing that if the movie sticks to Obar's script, like if they use the book as a template, people are going to be blown away. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I love the movie. Obar's graphic novel, especially if you read the 10th anniversary edition, where he added pages that were too raw for him to put out when he initially did the book. If they stick to that as the template, this movie will overshadow the.
Are you telling me the book is better than the movie?
Wow.
Oh my god, it's revolutionary. No, but
Comics are awesome.
How dare you?
Comics are awesome.
but
Comics are awesome.
There are a lot of things that the original movie refused to explore because the studio didn't think it would sell. And the
Johnny Cage in the chat. Is Nick malfunctioning? Let's be
fair.
fair. Nick is always malfunctioning just a little bit.
The problem
That's
is,
Yeah.
I know what's coming down hybrids because I talked to Luke, and I am sworn to secrecy. I do not spoil anything, but he'll say stuff because he knows it short circuits my brain.
I like foreshadowing. And here's the thing. I foreshadow in the books, but I foreshadow on every stream that I'm on. It is going to get bad,
not
guys.
like
It's gonna get
foreshadowing,
bad.
like foreshadowing.
Like foreshadowing.
You know,
people gonna die.
Emotional
damage.
Yes, emotional damage.
I was looking down too. I was looking down, and I knew it was.
Yes, Luke, you kill our characters. Jerk. I am a jerk. In fact, when I read the stuff that I write, I'm like, man, I am a jerk. I'm bad. I'm a bad guy. I plead the fifth on Hollywood Batverse stuff, Agent Zero says. I'll be honest with you, or the Gotham verse. I got to be honest with you. I did very much enjoy the Batman with, I call him Batterson.
He did a phenomenal job
as Batman. Did terrible Bruce Wayne. Wayne.
That's the whole point. He doesn't see a use in Bruce Wayne. That's the whole
Yeah.
character arc that.
I got it. Yeah, I got it, and I
thought
enjoyed
that
it.
was amazing. I love, and that's what I was telling people when they were pushing it. It's like, look, you're not going to see him as Bruce Wayne much because he doesn't think Bruce Wayne has a use. He thinks that Bruce Wayne is worthless. He still sees Bruce Wayne as this broken kid in an alley that couldn't save his parents. And that's even a freaking line in the movie. And I was just like, yes, eat your hearts out.
Now I'll be honest with you. It's not the Batman in the comics. It just wasn't. But they did pull from the comics on the detective side. That was very much kind of what that was. But it was entertaining. But at this point, we've seen the Waynes get shot in the alley enough times, right?
God.
I'm sick of it.
We didn't have to do that shit again.
I'm sick of the same stuff over and over and
Yes.
over
In my
again.
mind,
It was nice to see something a bit refreshing.
Crime Alley overlaps in the multiverse. If you go out of Crime Alley and you take a corner, it's the sidewalk where Uncle Ben got shot. You know what I mean? Like, I've spent so much time in these places; they're mentally mapped as the same. Like, this is the block you just don't want to go unless you want a tragic origin story.
Yeah.
You know?
This is where superhero parents come to die.
You know?
Yeah, just stay away from that bad. If you've got a young person in your life, stay away from that alley.
Yeah.
Save them all some. Brian K. Moore says, and I'll raise you one, Luke. George Clooney, along with Keaton, did a cameo on Jimmy Kimmel the other night as Bruce Wayne Batman in the monologue. Okay, now I'm sure that was. I would have loved to see Keaton. George Clooney was a terrible Batman.
Yeah,
he was also a terrible Bruce Wayne. I know.
I call that movie the Batman fishing show, and let me explain why. I never try to watch a fishing show. I never turn on the TV and go, I'm going to watch a fishing show. But dang it, if I hit a fishing show, I'll stop and I'll watch them fish. I don't know why. I don't intend to. Now, anywhere I am, I never go, I'm going to watch, the Batman and Robin out of that.
Yeah.
But dang it, if
Holy Rusted Metal Batman.
I scroll through and I see that, I don't sit down and have. It's B grade. It's campy. It's terrible. But danged if I don't enjoy it every time I watch it.
It was
Yes.
so bad. So my wife
Yes.
and daughter
Oh.
decided they were going to go and watch those original Batmans. Now they're going to do Christian Bale's Batman's next. But when I sat down and watched that one with them because I'm like, this is bad. I mean, you guys have no idea just how bad
George
this is.
Clooney used to refund you your movie ticket. Like if you came up to him and said that you saw Batman and Robin in theaters, he'd give you like $10.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And
Yeah,
it's an amazing actor. Yeah,
so everything about that movie was messed up, right? So Bane
Yes.
was not Bane at all. Now I think Uma Thurman did a pretty decent job as Poison Ivy. I think she was okay. She was okay. That might have been the best casting in that particular show, but they could have easily found somebody better. Yeah, but Schwarzenegger Freeze, that was talk about one note acting.
inspired. It was inspired.
Inspired.
If you watch the old show. This was an homage. You have to think of it as an homage to Adam West Batman.
But like that's the thing is nobody wanted
Yeah.
that. People wanted
Oh, I
more
know
of
nobody
Yeah.
wanted that. I don't care.
Yeah, the Burton stuff was what they wanted.
You-
Yeah,
you know,
and okay, Jim Carrey, I'm a fan, but dude, that dude overacts everything.
well,
I
yeah,
mean,
Yes.
that was so over the top and just
that was
downright
Batman
creepy.
Forever, so that wasn't Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
Leave
that's
that
true.
one
But
off the table.
but yeah, for me, that's when I'm like, okay, this is just too much. But anyway,
a lot gets saved by having Alicia Silverstone. Though.
Pale Rider. Oh yeah, that was terrible too.
also
It's like, come on, Batgirl is Gordon's daughter, and now they're making it Alfred's niece. What's going on here? Like, what is
bad
going
writing
on?
is what's going on.
Yes, bad writing is what's going on. We got Pale Rider in the chat this morning. No Michael Keaton for you. Hail, Pale Rider. Nice to have you with us today. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Beautiful day for some bacon. Beautiful day for some nerd bacon. If
It's
last
going to
week
get released.
Ezra Miller.
To
gone a
answer
little
this,
iffy.
it's going to get released. I as somebody that worked in industry journalism for a while, it's going to get released. I am 90% certain that they will either just have it go straight to Max, or they will do a limited theatric release to try and get some immediate gratification. But it will only be in theaters for maybe 2 weeks, and then it will go straight to HBO Max.
Yeah.
I think that what you're going to see is that you're going to have a recast for Ezra. Now, what I will say is that a full plot leak came out on the film, and while a lot of what was put out there was confirmed, it does set up for Cavill to come back. So, like the very end of the movie, according to if the plot leak is legit, so you got to take that with a pinch of salt. But these guys have been pretty deadpan accurate on this stuff. The ending of the film sets up Cavill.
Yeah. Jody McPhee is in the chat this morning. Good morning, Jody. Good to see you. The problem with some comic movies is that it's never easy to get non-fans to understand source material in short amounts of time. That and directors injecting their own will on it. Absolutely agree with you. 1,000%.
I think that this is what made the first phase of Marvel so special, is because the majority of the people that were working on those projects loved those characters. I mean, and even going into phase 2, there was still people the Russo brothers came on in phase 2. They love Captain America.
Yeah,
they gave a damn, and it shows. James Gunn cares about Guardians of the Galaxy. Freaking Jon Favreau loves Iron Man more than anyone will ever love Iron Man. These
and
guys.
Star Wars. He's killing Star Wars right now. He's making it awesome again.
Favreau and Fellini are saving Star Wars.
Kenneth Branagh loved Thor, loved that Shakespearean blend with comics, like he did. And you had these people who gave a shit. And then all of a sudden what happens is that these guys start, their contracts start coming up, and they want to do more different types of films, because even when you're working in something like the MCU, there's like kind of a template that they want you to go by. It doesn't really give you a lot of creative freedom, as you see with like,
but
James
they do that.
Gunn's Suicide Squad is a very different film.
But they did that in music too. Like, hey, here's what makes a great album. Here's what makes a great radio song. Do this. And that's why I love bands like Queen, because they gave that the finger, said, no, thank you. We're going to do our own thing. And they come back with an album like A Night at the Opera, which gives us some of the best songs in rock and roll history. Phoenix Animation, Brandon says, I experience my victim's tragedy all the time. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do, you crazy serial killer. You. Pale Rider in the chat says, sad but true. None of these movies would be made right or be any good. Daydreaming is cool, though. And yes, that's what we do here at Nerd Bacon. We daydream. But you know what we don't have to dream about? We don't have to dream about Odin's next book, because it's a reality and it's happening. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to watch a trailer. We're going to watch a trailer.
Oh, that's so...
Oh, that is adorable.
All right, cool trailer, nice 8-bit music to go along with that.
Man. So like when we were putting this thing together, the guy that was doing the trailer for me was like, "All right, so you need something copyright free," and I was like, "Do you know anything like it?"
Yes.
The whole point of this is that it's a spoof on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and if you're
clearly,
I've said this on a whole bunch of different things. If you're gonna commit to a shtick, you go 100, you go all in.
Yes.
1,000%.
And so like you have to JoJo, especially when you're looking at the anime, their soundtrack is known for these like bombastic, flamboyant tracks with heavy instrumentals, heavy beats, and everything. I was like, we need something like that. And so he was like, okay, well, I mean, you can look. And I found somebody who remixed the instrumental from Part 3, Stardust Crusader, Jotaro's theme whenever he's beating down on people.
Yes.
And they made a remix that's copyright free. And so that is what's in the trailer.
I thought I recognized it.
Nice.
Hey, real quick, we got Nefarious in the chat. He finally made it. It's also because we're doing an extra thick slice of bacon this morning because we got Michael Oden with us, and we wanted to talk about this, and we had some other stuff to talk about. I don't have any plans this afternoon outside of getting some art done. Got a couple of things that I'm working on. Agent Zero is going to get some character designs today, so he's pretty excited about sending some of those over. I've been working pretty hard on some cool designs. He's got a great book. When that thing gets ready to drop, I mean, you guys are going to flip out. It's going to be a great book. But hail Nefarious, good to have you here today. And everyone's saying hail to the Neff, and Telepathic Bunny, just in time to mess stuff up, Neff. There's no such thing. And Oliver from 656 is here. Good morning, Oliver. Man, we're going to have you on the show. 656 Comics is an amazing organization. They put out some absolutely tremendous books. And I'll tell you what, a lot of these people is the reason why I love CG and why I'm a part of it. You know, these guys are some great folks in here. Still better than Batman branding people with a bat, as we see in Dawn of Justice, Supers versus Bat. Supers versus Bat. Yeah, I get that. So anyway, back to what you're working on here. So help me. Let's do the Peter Simeti thing. Who, what, when, where, and why. Okay. So who is this about?
So this is a less than historically accurate retelling of Julius Caesar's crossing of the Rubicon that quickly devolves into a
You said, wait,
style
less
battle.
than accurate?
Yes. The setting's
Okay.
accurate, and that's about it.
You've sold me on less than accurate. Because you know what? Sometimes when you're retelling a story, you got to put a little sauce on it. A little hot sauce, a little barbecue sauce. You got to make it better.
Yes, but the entire point of this was to just turn this, like, Caesar crossing the Rubicon is obviously this iconic moment, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so I make it even a bit more. I make it a JoJo thing. I make it a big shonen fight by having Pompey Magnus be there at the Rubicon River, and now you have a massive stand battle between Julius Caesar and Pompey Magnus, styled after Jotaro versus Dio at the end of Stardust Crusaders. And so that's what the book is. It's just literally 25 pages of them beating the shit out of each other. And like if you know the history, it's fun. If you've seen JoJo, you're gonna love all the Easter eggs, because I went and like studied the manga and the anime for about a week.
We talked about JoJo last week, and it turns out that in the Baconverse, there are people that love JoJo, and there are people that hate JoJo. But there's no in between.
It's very much. I think that the big thing with JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, and this is how I like to tell people about it, is it's like every single thing that anime gets crap for, JoJo takes that and steers into the skid 100%. It's ridiculous. It's over the top. It's overly dramatic. It's outstanding. And I think that like people that don't like JoJo, that goes over their head, is like it's incredibly self-aware, and it knows how good it is. Like how crazy it is. I think probably the moment that I clicked onto JoJo was actually in the second part, where a villain has come to take on the second JoJo, Joseph, and he just from out of nowhere pulls a Tommy gun out and just starts spraying the villain. And one of the characters is just like, I knew he was crazy, but where did he get that? Like, he didn't have
Tommy
that 2
gun.
seconds ago. We were sitting at a diner. And that's
Welcome, Tarks X9. To the Bob is in the chat today. Welcome, coffee and bacon. You got it, brother.
But like, that's the that's the whole thing. Is it's just this ridiculous, over the top thing with it start off to be super masculine but flamboyantly dressed dudes. It definitely starts to lean more towards the flamboyant as the series goes on, because the guy that does the mangaka that does it is a fashion designer and takes like a lot of inspiration from modern fashion and everything, and you definitely start to see that influence more and more, and it's surprising because you would think that would be a thing that just turns you away, but it works for whatever reason.
Okay, so we know it's about Caesar. All right, so and this, we know the what now. We know the when, we know the where, but why?
Because fun, man.
It's awesome.
There you go.
It's just dumb
That's a
fun.
good reason.
That is
whole
enough for
thing-
me.
This whole thing came to me because I was at work, right? And I work armed security, so we can have wonky hours. And back in December, there was about a week where we had 5 people in quarantine. And so I was working 12-hour shifts every day. The earliest I got off work was 2 a.m, right? So I was just dog shit tired. Pardon my French. But like,
safe for work. Come on now.
But like, we went. Then one of my favorite history pages, which I am so grateful because they actually helped promote this campaign. On YouTube, they're known as Pax Romana. And on Facebook and Twitter, they're known as the daily updates on the status of the Roman Empire. And spoiler alert, it's fallen. But anyways, I know, heartbreaking. But so they announced that they had new merch, and it was a Cato the Elder t-shirt with Carthago Delenda-esque, all JoJo fighters. Like, yes, this is a JoJo reference. Carthage must be destroyed, and it's a JoJo reference. And I literally, I'm at work and I'm seeing this, and burst out into laughter, and I go, "Oh my god, that's brilliant!" And then I went, "You know what would be really funny? Julius Caesar as a stand user, and Pompey Magnus as a stand user. And what if I base them off of like Jotaro and Dio?" And so then I drew it. I drew these two stupid character sketches and I posted it on Twitter. Within like minutes, I was getting retweets, likes. I had 5 people message me being like, "So that's happening, right? Like you're going to do that? That's happening." And I just went, well, I guess I have to.
As some of the best ideas, they just happen like that. Sarah says
Yes.
it reminds her of when the Joker was pulling out a bazooka. Couldn't help but love it and see it happen. And Frog G tying in a little something that Johnny Cage says. He still believes the dog had it coming. Well, Frog G says Ogden
That's
was
that is
doggone
also
tired.
a bad JoJo reference. If you've seen JoJo, you know exactly what that's about. And you're a very bad person.
Dio is a jerk. Dio is
Yes.
a jerk.
That's why Johnny
That's the whole
idolized
point.
Dio.
He's such a dick.
I hate that guy. Hate that guy so bad.
That means he's well written.
Yes.
You're supposed to hate the bad guys. It's okay.
Now let me point out
Yes.
that this artwork looks tremendous.
Oh, dude.
So it's a black and white
Yes.
manga, kind of Western comic style look here, kind of a blend. This artwork is
Kari
tremendous.
is phenomenal, and this is such a brilliant homage to Araki. Like you definitely get some of her own identity in it as well. But like when I was looking for an artist for this, it was so important. It was absolutely important that you have something that feels authentic to the thing that you're trying to parody or pay homage to, or what have you. And we really lucked out with her, and she is tremendous. She is a workhorse, man, averaging out a page a day.
Nice.
Like absolute insanity.
That's
You've also got some new colors on Elysian Fields. So there was the original, which is not bad. But wow, that pops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice job. Yeah, those metallics like really look a lot better. They look a lot better.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And this was the remaster cover of the Zero issue. It was absolutely beautiful with the line art by Von Randall.
Yeah, and I like the reflection
it's
here
so
in the
good.
helmet. That's nice.
Yes.
Very nice work. Yeah, and so you've also got an Embrace plushie I see up here.
Yes. Well, yeah, and I've got him right here.
Yeah, let's just take a look at him.
He's big. He's big and cuddly.
We need
Big
more
and cuddly.
plushies in CG. Yeah.
I really am thinking about doing a Trash Man's plushie.
Look at
Do it, man. Do
a
it.
heck piece.
He can
Do
give
a
you
heck
high fives.
piece.
He's got all the hands.
Very
to do it.
cute. Very cute. Man, this looks awesome. Let's just cover a couple things here. You've got your goal was 36. You've got 74 backers, 11 days left in your first 30.
So that's the interesting thing. So technically, yes, first 30, but we're going straight in demand. After the first 30 days, because the whole point is that I want to have fulfillment started in June.
Okay.
We are going to be. This is going to be a fast turnaround. The whole point of this campaign was to allow people a chance to catch up on our back catalog, get some great, get a fun, small, new something, and have a chance to get some. We have obviously some Embrace merchandise. We have, the remaster of Elysian Fields. We have a lot of things that we're putting out there with this campaign. But then what we're also trying to do is we're trying to build a war chest for the next project. So however much we have left after the fulfillment and what have you is done, we're going to take that and put it towards the next book. And the
Very
whole
cool.
point is to hopefully have enough of the next book paid off.
RJ says he's huge.
Yes, he is.
He is 18 inches. He's a big boy.
Nice.
That is
The Ninja says that looks pretty sick. It does. Hey, hail the Spore Hacker. From the looks of the plushie.
So I've had this guy for a while. I had the mock-up done initially. But like once we have the number in, I will send it to the manufacturer, and then we'll get again the goal is to have fulfillment begin in June and hopefully have it wrapped up by the end of July.
Yes, okay. So no in demand for this.
No, it's going in demand. It's going in demand.
I mean, so no second 30.
No,
So,
no second 30. We're going straight in demand so that we can start beginning to pay for like production of the prints and everything like that. Like get all the stuff produced so that way we're able to, have everything ready to go. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I love how you're handling this.
you're already at 45. At
Yeah,
4,500. That is great, man. Congrats on that.
Yeah.
Still 11 days left to go. Plenty of ways to get involved with this. Definitely go back the project. It looks good. It looks fun. Get yourself one of those plushies, which is really cool.
Yes.
Looks like you've had some
Plushie.
like.
You can add that on to any tier.
So it is available as an add-on as well.
Yes. Now, when you do it as an add-on, it still has an additional shipping charge. It's the base shipping charge because it's going to be shipped separately. Like I can't fit him in a Gemini mailer. As like loath as I am to admit, I'm not that good. But
that's
it's a downside.
Mo Biggs' tier mug. That I love. I love this idea.
Yes. It was
Mo.
great.
Yes.
I always say it's not a chat until Mo shows up. Mo never shows up for Nerd Bacon, and I'm a little offended, by the way, that Mo's never here. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll get over it because I'm not I don't get butthurt very easy.
Hamalana.
Emotional damage.
I see you're charging 5 for your
damage with mug.
Yeah. So we can collect Mo Biggs' tears in the mug and let that fuel our creativity. But
See, your actions have consequences when you approach.
So Michael, with the plushies, are you getting them made in?
Jimmy, you
muted yourself, Jimmy.
Really? Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you did it.
It's something with
did.
StreamYard. Something with
like you did
StreamYard. He's not getting.
yesterday.
Jimmy's not getting muted when I play a clip. Like he's muting after the fact. Yeah, it's something with StreamYard is acting funky.
Yeah, my PC is slow probably. But are you getting your plushies made in America itself, or are you doing it like yourself and getting it done?
Initially, I was, but the vendor that I was using in the States jacked up their prices by a lot. And so I got directed to another site that kind of handles a whole bunch of plushie manufacturers overseas. And I can't beat those price rates. Like, I just can't. Like,
You're also not going to be able to. You're also not going to be able to beat the shipping.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But you know, the way people are raising their prices
Yeah.
these days, it's just it's hard to understand.
Yes.
I don't know if they wanted money or they wanted something more sexual.
For sure, yeah.
Fair enough. But
Yeah.
It's tax season, so everybody's feeling financially sexualized right now, and you know.
I'm not a smart man.
That's how we keep the bacon crispy around here. Once in a while, I get the burn, but it's okay. I was born with a face for radio.
You guys all think I'm a hero, and I'll accept that responsibility.
Yeah.
yes.
Good. That's what I like. Pop, pop, pop.
Pop, 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 pop.
Oh,
Like popcorn and bacon.
I want
Good
it.
stuff.
Odin, I want to see this just keep going. I'm a massive history nut. I want to see.
I would love for it to keep going too. You have you heard about the stuff that I have planned for SBQR if we keep making more of these?
No, I really haven't. I just stumbled into this and it just.
William Pace has joined us in the chat this morning. Welcome, William Pace. Hail to the chat panel.
Hail, William.
Ew.
And Spore Hacker's like, why offended? I don't know, just because I need to be, I guess. I don't know. Hail the bacon. Hail the chat. Pedro Ang is in the chat this morning. Great to see you. Great to see you. Johnny Cage says, Mo's got to get with the Weeb program.
Oh,
Does
is
have to
he,
get
is he
Mo
one of those
Mo
people who
hates
doesn't
the
like
Weebery.
He hates the
anime?
Weebery.
It's okay because
Um,
Weebgate is coming for him. It's
Yo,
all
I
Here's
want
the
to
thing.
ask a question,
Yes.
and it's on topic for this. What is with so many American independent creators getting so mad about manga and anime?
It's because they don't like it. Like I think that the biggest thing is that manga is having such a massive rise, and it's this big point of contention over, like everyone wants to believe the ship is fine when it's on fire, but like manga is on a huge boom. I believe I'm blanking on the site that put out the poll, but a 160% increase in manga sales in the United States alone in 2021. People are enjoying these stories more because unlike Western comic books, manga recognizes that there is a market for everything, and so it doesn't pigeonhole itself. For story.
I'm sorry. Odin just got muted. I don't know what happened.
See how it is.
Enough with the manga talk.
Well,
He's not wrong, though.
Mo Biggs and I are on the same page here. Like, that's one of the things. Like,
manga's great.
I allowed this to be a safe space. Trust me. It's okay. I get it. Manga's great. But for me, I'm a purist. Western comics will always be better.
See,
yeah,
because you read them in the right direction.
I mean, that's not.
Well, I really like shortbread.
I would say that the big thing that manga does well, and it's something that Western comics used to do well, but doesn't anymore, is recognize that there are different markets and it targets specific products for different markets. If you want your standard action adventure shonen type, you have shonen books. If you want a slice of life thing, there are slice of life categories, but you're not having these things where like Batman is in a rom-com with Catwoman.
But the truth is, Western comics, the reason where it is what it's due to this lady.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
And what you've accomplished
definitely a big
with you and your cohorts, and people have come after you, is absolutely make Western comics lame. Some of them are still good. Okay, because I know I'm gonna have the haters. You're like, you just don't like Western comic because you're comic gay. And I'm like, okay, shut up. I'm comics gay because of what Western comics has become. Leave me alone. If you write good stories, I will buy them. That's how it works. Because
Mark Wade's even doing a good book right now. World's Finest #1 was phenomenal.
Well, see,
exactly. Yeah,
I think the problem is manga is a genre. When you talk about manga, you're talking about it's in the same class as saying novels.
It's literally just a medium of storytelling.
Yeah,
and when you say
it's a media.
In America, it is. I mean, realistically, comics are superhero comics. They are by Marvel or DC. They are the same stories that have been retold since 1943.
But early on, comics included romance comics,
right?
Westerns. There was superheroes was not the prominent genre at that point.
And that's why the independent comics, in my mind, have always been better. Because I read things like Strangers in Paradise, Bone, Danger Girl. Which it's superhero-ish, but it's much more James Bond than, look, I've got my secret identity tropes. If I was brought up, if somebody has what you want, you do what they do. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to understand, it's like what makes manga so popular right now? It's new stories.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sorry.
It's okay.
I almost canceled myself. Sorry.
That happens. It's new stories.
What's gonna happen?
It's
before
new
the show's
angles.
over?
The art style is easy to mimic. A lot of times the basic, because when I started out, because I've loved manga for a long time, there was much more diversity in what the animation styles look like. And now it's really rattled down to where there's only 2 or 3 major styles again.
It's pretty streamlined, yeah.
So it makes it very easy to pick up for an aspiring artist. It's not as intimidating.
But they also produce a lot of material.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things to choose from. Yeah.
And you know, you can buy a book that gives you pages and pages and pages and pages.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with indies, which I think indie comics are by far superior right now than what I'm seeing come out of some of the mainstream stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Which we could talk about that in another show because, boy, we can cite examples of kind of poor decision making that's been happening since since 2010 or later. But it's the problem with indies is that it just takes so long to produce a book. Some of these guys, they're producing 1 or 2 books a year. And you want it so bad. It's like but there's enough people who are producing stuff that hopefully people can get what they want and what they need. And like Frog G says, we love and accept all bacon here, except for turkey bacon. That stuff is terrible. And so...
agreed.
Yeah. Yep. Crispy bacon is preferred by a lot of people. But yeah. Spore Hacker doesn't get it either.
Well, but here's the thing: we look at it because we were talking about why did the Marvel movies started to kind of tinker off. They weren't as good as when they started. Here's the horrible truth about Marvel movies, and I may offend some folks here. I'm going to be a little spicy bacon this morning. Let's get some jalapeno.
Spicy bacon.
There are arcs in the comics, especially as they went on, where they start folding in both cosmic concepts, where it gets so big you can't wrap your mind around it, and you get so many crossovers, you have to have so much back knowledge to embrace, that they get less enjoyable. And when you're staying true to the comic, what you're seeing is the movies that were good suddenly aren't as good because they're following the old arcs that were good and suddenly start going peter off. And we're building like it's a delayed timeline. So now we're getting the part where all the superheroes start being deconstructed. Most of Captain America's arc has been about deconstructing Captain America.
I don't agree with that in the films. I think that most of Captain America's arc in those movies is actually deconstructing the nation. Captain America is the consistency. He does not bend to the modern day. The world has changed. He hasn't.
There's only one God, ma'am, and he certainly doesn't dress like that.
It's like, I will admit, I walked away from Marvel Comics. I've only bought 1 comic since it hit. When they had Captain America say "Hail Hydra."
Yeah.
When they did, and then they did the whole "this isn't a shtick." As soon as that hit, I'm like, "Does that hit in 2019?" I think it was a time where
That's
things
about right. It was before that because it was before I deployed.
20, but it was a time where there was
they deconstructed everything that Captain America was from the very beginning. When he's punching out Hitler,
right?
To now, it's like, come on, that was stupid.
Now,
that was a bonehead move.
My point being, I can see where they started laying the pieces to go there. When you can see the foreshadowing with that as a potential, and I really hope the movie timeline has the courage and wisdom to not go for that cheap shot later.
Well, I don't think it will. I think they learned the lesson that was wildly unpopular.
Chris Evans doesn't even want to do that. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that he's made comments on it, and he certainly wouldn't return to the MCU if that was what they were planning.
So Johnny Cage says, speaking of Weebery, well, Mo Biggs and you were wrong.
I know more than you.
All right.
That's all I've got to say about that.
But like yeah. So what it ultimately comes down to, I think, with everything going on, and this is actually something that manga and independent creators have in common.
No more manga talk, Pedro.
But
says.
like, it's important, and you're going to like this. Is the reason why there is that strength is because everything's creator owned.
Yes.
These people are telling their stories the way that they want to tell it. And yeah, occasionally you'll have the studio that hires them tries to push them to do more, and that's where you'll start to see a bit of decline. But at the end of the day, at the very least, it's always these characters, these stories are being handled by the people that created them. There is never an instance where that creator is not involved in some way, shape, or form. And it's actually a really big part of their culture over there that it doesn't go past that. And I think that that's something that when you look at the mainstream Western comics, it's like, as you get further and further away from the people that created these books passing, right? Those you're no longer dealing with people that understand the character the way that the creator did. You are dealing with people that see that character through their own perspective, and they aren't necessarily going to be the best caretakers of that character's legacy, depending on how they see them through their lens.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about us and many of the people watching. We write these characters like they're personal to us.
Oh yeah.
I was on a stream just the other night. I was talking about these characters like that I've got in hybrids that it's difficult to write in the savage decimation that's going to happen to my team, to these people that I care about. It's difficult to do that because I care about it, and I think you're absolutely right, Odin, that it's it's in that culture. So, like for example, in American comics, when the creator and writer of Savage Dragon decides to make that stupid choice at the end about the character being some alien convict, ex-con or whatever, it's just like okay, it just doesn't. You can get mad at that guy. You can be like, what were you doing? It's like getting mad at Lucas for the prequels because the guy that wrote it did that crap. It's like he gave us Jar Jar Binks. Man, what were you thinking? Why do you? I understand what he was thinking. Kids love Jar Jar Binks. I get it. Don't get mad at me. I'm not just some angry 41-year-old white male that doesn't like things. I really do like most things, even if others don't. I'm playing devil's advocate here. But seriously, you can get mad at him. But like with the next trilogy, the sequels, that's Disney's fault. And you're like, come on, that's somebody else taking an IP that they don't care about. And that's why it's so refreshing when you get a guy like Favreau that comes in and does The Mandalorian. You know, it's like, wow, now this guy gets it. He's doing great service to the IP. It's absolutely tremendous.
That's the best Star Wars, definitely since the sequels, has been the TV and animated stuff. It really, I mean, the Clone Wars was and I'm talking both of them because I love the miniseries. The non-canon, I cannot pronounce the gentleman's name.
The guy who did Samurai Jack. No, the
guy who did Samurai Jack.
Yeah,
that was somebody who took everything great about Star Wars and did what you're doing with history and JoJo, and just dialed it to 11 and let it be awesome for the sake. I mean, like Mace Windu not having his lightsaber, so he just force punches his way through an army of droids, and is disassembling them by just looking at them and all this. This
way cool.
It's just cool. It's just cool, and you can accept that. But it also that wasn't focus grouped and refined and carefully calibrated. You need some burrs. It's why I don't like auto-tune as much as I like real voices.
Yeah.
Mechanically, an auto-tune voice is smoother.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got a point. All about magical girls.
I just because American comics don't have magical girls. The ninja
We've
says,
got
"I
a
love
point.
art." I love art too, man. It's great to see those kind of things. Swore Hacker says, "Who was that?" I'm not sure where you're talking. Who was that thing? I'm not sure.
Oh, he was when you had the Gail Simone clip.
Oh, who was that thing? Okay. All right. Thanks for helping me out on that one. You can't just put Gail on my face like that with no warning. Sorry. That's my
Still
bad.
don't know older programs we knew it was coming out of a force of habit. You just sprung that on us like
Yeah. Lots of people think that there's only mainstream comics and they suck, by the way. True. When they see manga in the top 20, they get mad. DC and Marvel are on life support thanks to Warner Brothers and Disney. I don't think it's thanks to them, but in part, they're helping. They're the only reason it's on life support is because of them. Otherwise, I think it would have died. That's how I believe. And I think this is exactly.
There's an interesting point to be made here. Post 2020, when everybody locked down, we realized if you pay attention to the business, you need certain people at the top. You need like creatives and you need a production team. But the vast majority of bureaucratic intermediaries really aren't necessary anymore. Yeah. So I really think there's a chance that we can strip out the middlemen across the board and suddenly have, and I mean, I'm talking for TV, I'm talking for all the creative productions. And I think we can have much better stuff because it won't be going through so many filters that don't understand the product. But then again, I get kind of like, if you make something good, people will buy it.
Yeah.
If they know about it. If it's not good, you can only trick them so much.
Yeah, let's get caught up on the chat here real quick. Yeah. Japanese manga is just comics. Americans, no, they're totally different until we need to count them in as sales numbers. And then they're the same. And the Spore Hacker says, critical this. Pedro says, I love picture pages. Bill Cosby, picture pages, yes. I remember that. Allison McGlowan, thanks for joining the chat this morning. Hail, Allison, and welcome to the Bacon Nation. Manga being talked about, and I appear. It's almost like magic. Speaking of magic girls and comics, there we go. And we've got some hail. Turkey bacon, yuck. Turkey bacon is bad.
It is an imposter.
2016, they were wondering about that. Vote for Pedro. Martin Piero is in the chat today. Good morning, Martin. Thanks for joining us. You seem to be mistaking the word character for commodity. Ah, yes. And he drops.
Thank you, corporate America. Thank you.
And Frog G says Darth Jar Jar. That is not officially canon, but I think it should be.
Oh yeah, Sith.
Yes.
Yeah, and Gindi Tarkovsky. I think I said that right. Pretty sure I did.
Tartakovsky, I think.
Yeah, I'll bite my tongue at that point. Not any disrespect. I just know my speech impediment.
Ooh,
awesome!
Turk 9 just back to tier favorite hybrids. Awesome. By the way, I got some art up there.
An update that I need to go on the thing. If we can go down to that real quick, and then we can work our way back up because this is important.
Well, I will get there, man. The problem with sequels is they weren't plotted out in advance as a whole story. Instead, they got messy.
That's actually not entirely true. So the more that has come out about this, the more it's very clear that J.J. Abrams actually had mapped out a story plan for the sequels. And effectively, the reason why he left after The Force Awakens was because they completely butchered his story. Because his initial story was actually Finn. Finn was supposed to be the Jedi, but Disney, when they cast John Boyega, did not want to upset the apple cart that is the Chinese market. And so they retooled his entire story. And he had worked with Rian Johnson to make a sequel script. Rian Johnson threw it out the moment that Abrams left. There was actually a plan, and it was going to be about effectively a stormtrooper who had his conscience awoken by the Force and became the next Jedi. When you hear John Boyega talk about his casting call back in the original pre-press, on Star Wars The Force Awakens, he received a call from J.J. Abrams after his screen test and was asked, hey, how would you feel about being the new Luke Skywalker?
See, that would have been awesome. That would have been a storyline I would have wanted to watch. Yeah. But then they went with Rey and they Mary sued her. Daisy did a great job with what she was given. But they Mary sued that character.
That's why when you watch The Force Awakens, the majority of the movie, Finn is the protagonist, and then all of a sudden at around the climax of the film, it just shifts awkwardly. Yeah. That's because that wasn't the intent.
Absolutely.
And you can tell that it wasn't supposed to be that way. Critical Blast, RJ is saying, hey, Michael Oden, mail just dropped off. Signed copies from Australia.
Ooh.
The embrace. That means that we can finally finish the embrace. Oh, thank goodness.
It's been a minute. We're ready for that. Ready for them signed copies.
So the like what had happened was Dean sent the package from Australia about a month ago, and then after 2.5 weeks, it got returned to him because there was an issue with the address.
Oh man!
So we lost.
Oh my god!
And so, like our international books haven't been able to send because we want to send everything as a one bulk package.
Understandable, yeah.
And there are international people that got the one of each signed, so I couldn't send those without this.
But you've done a good job of communicating all those issues, and when it comes to stuff like that, that's outside of your control. And the backers are forgiving; they are very forgiving.
Yes. As long as you talk about it,
and it was good. Yeah, as long as you talk about it, it'll work. I will close enough on that punctuation or pronunciation. So we got close enough. Sarah says, I'm just recently getting back into comics after over a 20-year hiatus. What people are sick of seeing, I'm beginning to read. Don't rain on my parade.
No, Sarah, I know who's helping curate what you're going through. A lot of it, you've got great influence from folks like Brian K. Morris. So what you're reading right now, from what you've talked about, really is some of the greats. And what people are complaining about now is much farther down the line. And frankly, I'm reasonably confident that when you get to where we are, in having read this, you'll be like, ugh, because you're far too intelligent and too trained as an author to not see when
But I think she's talking about like Batman's parents dying or Uncle Ben, stuff like that. So yeah, because here's the thing. I think every book that we write, we should write it with the intent that it's someone's first book. And so I'm glad Sarah's getting involved with me again, and that's great. Allison McGlone says it was supposed to be all 3 were the Jedi.
And that doesn't shock me either. But like she says that she's under an NDA and can't speak too much else on it. Which it's awesome to see how many people from the industry actually come and hang out on these things, and it's really cool. Everyone's got stuff. But and that doesn't shock me either. But I know
I love the industry. People show up to our silly little nerd bacon show like that. For me, that's I'm like,
well,
awesome.
If you make something good, the people will come. If you're sincere,
that's what she said. Where's it at? That's what. Where's it at? That's what she said.
But and that's the whole thing. Is I very much it's very clear that there was actually a plan for all.
There was a plan,
initially,
and they abandoned it.
The moment Abrams left because he was not happy with how Disney treated The Force Awakens.
And the reason why he got that job was because they put him on Star Trek, and he wanted to do a Star Wars. But he wanted to do a Star Wars, so he filmed it like he would have done a Star Wars movie. Yeah. And they were like, he should do the next Star Wars. And when he did, it was great. And then it always just pop goes the weasel on that one. Yeah, Hail Panel and Chat Aardvark, sign up for the Aquila on Indiegogo. Absolutely. That looks like it's going to be a really cool book, and he actually shares an artist with SPQR.
We just announced that last night on Lord Crackhead. Kari is doing the art for
very
Aquila.
Good, very good.
And let me tell you,
nice.
She's pleased. Like people are going to see this, and it's going to be a very, very tough time to get to secure her for work. I'm going to be trying to have some conversations with her. It's like, so what do I need to do to make sure that I continue to do this stuff?
Just pay her better. That's
yeah, I know. Well,
as an artist,
that's usually
as an artist, that's just the money talks, and
keep writing cool stuff. I mean, I hate
like
to
I'm
say
not
it,
really taking commissions right now, but if you've got something cool and you're willing to pay me for it, yeah, I'll probably do it.
things happen.
Yeah, we'll work something out.
After
Rick
he
Bradley
finishes the RPG.
exactly.
Rick Bradley says, I wish they would have went with the Finn as a Jedi so badly. I do, and I wish they would have gone with the Finn and Rey Jedi couple. I wish they would have, gone that route. Made that the love interest, because I mean, think about that, the most powerful, kind of thing. And the other thing that I think they should have did with Rey was not make her Palpatine, but make her like Anakin, where the Force,
that was
the
definitely the initial plan. That was why she had the connection to that silly damn to Anakin's lightsaber.
Because it was because Anakin was apparently born of the Force. Let her be born of the Force, because Anakin chose the wrong path, and so the Force will always make itself come to balance, and that's why it made Anakin to start with, right? Which is what
he brought balance to the Force. That's one of the things that I do appreciate about George Lucas's initial idea when it came down to the prequels, was to give the context that Luke actually isn't the chosen one. Vader is. Like, Anakin is still the chosen one, because and this is something I felt came out way more in Clone Wars, and it's one of the reasons why it stands out, is the Jedi during the time of that Republic era. You really get to see that just because you are on the light side of the Force does not make you good. And just because you are on the dark side of the Force does not make you evil. It is what you decide to do with those things that matters, because there are plenty of Jedi in the Clone War series where you look at them, and Mace Windu stands out as, man, you are a dick.
He's not a good guy, is he? He's not a good guy. Pedro says, Jerome Skywalker? I approve. Agent Zero says, oh my goodness, Jedi Finn forever. Absolutely. Tarks9 says, not a morning person. Got my Tim Hortons.
Enjoy.
You got to have your Tim Hortons in the morning. Nephew Jeff Huntsman says, came for the bacon. Came for the bacon, stay for the nerd, brother. That's what it's all about.
Wow,
that's
what she said? Okay.
Okay, I'll give you that's what she said.
That's what she said.
Then we got awesome. Pedro says the new Jedi Academy would be lambda. I would be all over. And Pedro for the win. Can we all take a vote right now that Pedro won the chat this morning?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes.
Pedro won the chat. Sports Hackers got to go. And you know what? We're getting really close to having to go too. So got to check this contract, my artist, and prepare dinner. Understand that. Preparing dinner, that side of the country. GG, guys. Gotta go, guys. See you guys. Pedro, if you make it real good, they will coom hard. They will coom hard.
They will.
Yeah, all about that. And then Allison says, I knew about Cad Bane and Boba Fett close to 2 years ago. Oh my gosh, I would not have been able to handle that. I can't believe they actually killed Cad Bane.
I didn't like how they did it. I thought that fight was lame. I did not like
it.
It
was a little lame.
Actually,
I expected more.
Huh.
It's Star Wars, and they left the heart monitor beeping at the end as they faded out of that fight. So I think that's a classic.
Did he really die?
He'll be back,
I don't think he really did.
You
cannot have a character like Cad Bane and take him out like that. It's not over. It's not over yet. I don't think. But Allison probably knows. Allison probably knows, because she's to keep her mouth shut on. She probably knows, but she cannot tell us. And Allison, we will not pry it from you. We will not. We will just speculate and enjoy living in our bacon nation, thinking about it. Jeff Huntsman says, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. It's weird calling you by your full name like that. So Froggy dropping some chats, and he needs to hop later on, guys. Allison says the initial plan was that Rey was the daughter of Luke and another character named Kira, And I think I need to look at Lucas's notes again. And Leia was supposed to be the chosen one. That is awesome, man. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Now I'm like, I've got headcanon exploding everywhere.
Holy shit. Sorry for that.
As I said, there was very clearly a plan, and there's a reason why Abrams ditched after one film, despite the fact that the first movie broke $1 billion and got and was generally well received. Even the people that were Star Wars pure, like classic Star Wars purists and everything that had issues with the film, there's like, it's not like offensive or anything, but it doesn't really do anything new. That was like the worst thing that you heard about The Force Awakens, was that it kind of just retreaded the same ground. But
was
like
very nostalgia, but it was good.
Like everything after that was just a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for the award going to Pedro. He will accept that with humility. It's one of those things.
You guys all think I'm a hero, and I'll accept that responsibility.
Yes, he will. He will totally accept that
He
responsibility.
didn't even have to slap anybody to get it.
Everyone take care and stay creative. Balance got to go. Allison says, that wasn't Cad Bane in the tank.
No, it wasn't.
That is rebuild info, yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was the...
Well, fellas, we are running up on 2 hours. That's about an hour longer than we normally run. This has been an extra thick slice of bacon this morning. I like it extra thick and crispy. So let's go around and tell people where they can find you this morning. We're going to start with our illustrious guest, Michael Oden, good friend of mine. Michael, I just want to let you know I truly appreciate you being here today. I love talking about your projects. You've got a creative mind, and you're coming up with a lot of great things. Can't wait to see where your career takes you. Let everybody know where they can find you and any last parting words.
You can find me on Twitter at @ElysianFields_0. You can find me on Facebook at 9 Realms Publishing and on YouTube under the same name. If you haven't already, check out SPQR's Bizarre Adventures. We have, I think, 10 or 11 days left in the 30 days before we go in demand, and you don't want to miss out. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming your way, and the product's already complete. You're going to have a very fast turnaround. Thanks so much for having me here, Luke. It's always a blast hanging out with you, and I'm glad to see you doing so well, man. It really is. It's heartwarming.
Hey everyone, you can find everything about me on my link tree. That includes the copies for Love and Korra that I just received. That's why I had to dip out earlier. So I got 500 of these, and I want to see them go to people. You can still get them in demand on Indiegogo right now, together with, of course, the Etsy plushies. So we're not going to be in demand for much longer. So if you want Love and Korra 5 or any of the previous issues, this is your chance to get them, because we're probably going to do 2 more weeks, and then we're going to start fulfillment. And RJ is going to be busy over at Critical Blast.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Nick Tucker. I'm here every week, and I'm the mechanic behind Hybrids: The Sons of Gods, the role-playing game. This is the quick play edition. Luke is working diligently on the full version so that we can get it out to you, and I can't wait to see it. I'm also a sword master. I've written 2 books, The Simple Sword and The Fighting Axe, on how to do Western martial arts, both available through Amazon. The 3rd book in the series, The Simple Spear, is about 70% complete. I'm also the creator of Big Stompy Robots. This is the core rule book, which you can also find through Amazon. I'm best tapped at @ntalker on Twitter, and I am currently building up nicholastalkert.com. So you can find me here. You can find me tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where I do the Historical Fencing Guild live stream on my channel, the Historical Fencing Guild channel. And I pretty much stock as many of the independent comic live streams as I can, because there are too many great people not to follow and find stuff out about.
That is for sure.
All right. I like to awkwardly keep Nick on the screen longer, Big. So he's like, I've got to keep talking. I just got it. You know, it's
Well, and
it's,
it just means I bring out more and more of my stuff because I
it's a
always
fun
have
little game
more
for me. Yeah,
stuff.
it's a fun little game for me. But yes, I've been one of your hosts, Luke Stone. You can find me at lukestonestudios.com. Go over there, sign up for the mailing list, and find the links to Hybrids, the Killing Field Part 1 through 3. Indiegogo. It is live now. We've got 19 days, I think, left. We might extend that if I'm feeling up to it, but I really, at this point, if I were to tell you today if I'm extending or not, the answer is probably no. I'm exhausted, and yeah, someone says I have a blank sketch cover. Yes, you can. Over there, there's an add-on where you can add a sketch cover, and I will draw anything on there that you want, pencil, ink, and in color.
Nice.
So, and then we're adding some original art up there as we speak, and so some great stuff.
Also,
so
there
yep.
you go.
Yeah.
SBQR.
I tend to sketch the guests. You know.
Thank you, Luke and panel. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Bob. I want to thank everybody in the chat. And Allison, we might have to have you on one week just to talk Star Wars. One of my favorite subjects. Yeah. So when you drop something like the overall villain was Darth Maul, and he has an apprentice named Darth Talon.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Talon is
god!
from the expanded, man. Like, she's a badass.
Now you're like, I'm like, oh, that's some crispy
Yes.
bacon. Yes. So get a hold of me. We'll have to have you on sometime. But yeah, go by lukestonestudios.com. Check that out and all that jazz. We've had a lot of fun today. Thanks again for joining us in the Bacon verse.
Support these guys at the bottom and
yes, go
stuff, please.
Yeah.
Support all these guys. I swear to God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go check out all these wonderful projects. We're gonna have another great creator next week to hang out with and learn about their project and talk some more Nerd Bacon. We might actually go over some more of the things on your list on that topic because we had a couple of really good things to talk about, and we only got to 2 of them today. So get ready. Remember, mark your calendars, 9 a.m. next Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Grab a cup of coffee and join us for a big, big helping of Nerd Bacon. You guys have a great day. Remember, try to leave the woodpile a little bit higher than you found it, and just try to be good to one another, all right? Have a great day.
Don't burn it down, guys.
Don't burn it down.